video cassette and select DVD. They'll leave you screaming for more.
Hey, ghoulfriends. Who gives a fuck about the movies?
Who gives a fuck about movies? I wonder what we're talking about today.
I wonder.
A movie?
A film, perhaps.
A film.
Soon to be Oscar nominated.
Letterboxed.
Letterboxed.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Beyza?
I am okay, Chase.
Good. That's how we introduce each other now.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. We're fine.
I would say less than fine.
Less than fine. and part of that is because you are in a you're in a glow. A mourning. State of mourning.
I'm in a post-apocalyptic world.
The Last of Us has aired its final episode of season 1.
Yeah. And it was the Oscars last night.
Yeah, it's an emotional night of television.
I was crying. I've been crying for like 24 hours.
A lot of crying. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's how I felt
cried this morning
when I was watching Survivor and they bring like their moms and dads and boyfriends.
Bitch. They do that in Love Island
They do it?
too.
Okay, I was going to ask you that.
I was crying about that too last night.
Okay.
Yeah. You're going to love it.
I love it. I need to watch it. But it's so emotional when they bring their people back. And
that
it's
is the one episode I really cry.
And you know what's so gnarly? Sometimes on Survivor, they like bring someone back and they'll be like, oh, I thought my mom was coming, but it's like your mom's in the hospital.
Oh, bitch.
It's so gnarly.
Yeah. I know. And then sometimes on Love Island, at least, they're like, if someone doesn't like the person you're in a couple with, they don't come. So like,
because they're watching.
Yeah, because your whole family and friends are all watching live. Like they're watching the show every day.
I didn't know this.
It's tea.
Maybe I do watch this.
And then last night, sorry, one more thing.
No, don't be sorry. I also have one more thing to say. So
okay, good. Do you want me to go first, or do you
go?
Okay. Last night, this couple was one of them's Australian, like the girl's Australian,
I like to whoever.
Huh?
I like to whoever.
Not that one.
Oh.
But that one's the last season. I love you. She's Australian. Her name's Jessie. And I don't really like her, but whatever. Her mom and her sister came, and they had never left Australia before. They're in South Africa for the filming the show. And her mom got a passport for the first time to come visit her on Love Island. Mama. A bitch was
Literally
crying.
mama. Yeah.
A bitch was crying.
No.
Mommy, if there's a mommy, I'm crying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I also
siblings
for me too. Because it's like when they see like, oh my God, there's this girl on Survivor right now. Season 20 out of 44.
There's
44.
How many times a year do they film?
I don't know. I'm new to the.
Is it twice a year or once a year?
I assume it's twice a year because how else are we getting...
it's once a year.
It has been on for 44 years.
Yeah.
It has to be twice a year. It could be on for 22 years.
Has everyone an Emmy?
I don't know. I know nothing about Survivor. I'm very new to Survivor. But I was going to say we should do a mini fright on reality television. The horrors of reality television. That's a fucking gag.
That could be the next episode.
Okay, great. Okay.
I'll do a main episode on that.
If you guys have any thoughts on that and you want to chime in, let us know at fearqueers@gmail.com.
I'm new to reality TV. Like I'm not like a big reality TV person because it's hard to watch.
It's gnarly, and it kind of like fucks with the way I live sometimes.
Absolutely.
Like the way I experience things, like the way I talk, the way I like what I think
empath.
about. You know what? I think I'm just so empathetic.
Yeah.
Empathic.
Yeah. What were you gonna say about?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But y'all let us know.
No, you were saying something about Survivor.
No.
Oh no.
I don't know. Survivor. Oh, I mean, like there was this girl and her sister came out and like something about sisters, you guys. Something about sisters.
I know.
And it's just like
Shout
to see them
the
like crying so literally just like women.
Yeah.
Like it's so insane.
I know.
It is so insane that we get to live on this planet with women.
I think that every day of my fucking life.
I'm not kidding. Like it's insane.
I know. Me with Gail Weathers.
What?
Me with Gail Weathers.
Oh yeah. Yes. Okay, so this is going to be a spoiler-filled conversation about our thoughts on Scream 6.
Right.
Is there anything we want to cover up top before we get into 6, and specifically our viewing experience at the Alamo Drafthouse, Chicago?
Oh, at the Alamo Drafthouse of Chicago? Yes. Wait, can I tell
anything you want.
What?
You can say anything you want.
Oh, thank you.
I won't stop you.
Can I say, okay, I got my cup.
I meant to bring mine. I'm so mad. It looks so good with the pink straw too.
I'm only going to use
Tune
it.
in on YouTube if you want to see the wonderful Scream cup Beyza's drinking out of.
Yes, I want to tell my cup story.
The cup story is a good story.
Cup story. Cups by Anna Kendrick. I went to go get us these cups because we went to the Alamo Draft House in Chicago.
We did.
And not to the AMC in Chicago. There's multiple. I couldn't pick which one. But I wanted to get the cups for me and Chase. So I went to the I went to the AMC. And I felt so crazy because it was raining.
Yeah.
And I already immediately feel crazy when it's raining and I have to be outside. And I was on the CTA. This is the day after we saw the movie also. And I was thinking about the gnarly train scene, of course, the entire time, or subway, whatever.
Which was great.
Which was amazing. We'll talk about it for sure. But I was on the train, and I felt a little crazy. I felt a little crazy.
And you also had like a gnarly ghost face dream or something the night before. You had like some gnarly dreams.
I had bad, fucked up dreams. I don't know why. That has not happened to me in a long time. Anyway. I was feeling weird on the train, and across the train car there were people smoking crack on the train, and I got really scared. And I just felt crazy trying to get these fucking plastic cups at
like
AMC.
AMC's opening in the middle of the day on
Yeah.
a Friday morning.
Yeah.
Raining. Crack on the train.
Yeah.
And then someone asking if you were someone you weren't.
Yeah, someone asked me if I was named Margaret who worked at 7-Eleven, and I'm just
Shout out to Margaret at 7-Eleven though.
Shout out.
I hope you listen.
Let's get back to women. We love women. We love Margaret at 7-Eleven. But yeah, I went through a lot to get these cups.
You did.
So I'm going to sip out of this the entire
and
episode.
you also gave me the ghost face topper I wanted. That was so nice.
I just felt that was your vibe.
I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's a great cup.
It's a great cup.
If you can get
and
one,
it holds
get
a
one.
lot.
Huh?
It holds a lot.
Holds a lot. I
like mugs because they hold things, but you don't have to. They're hot. You can hold hot things, and you don't have to touch it because they have a handle.
So true, Queen.
Do you know what that's from?
No. Survivor?
The Demi Lovato.
And what?
Oh,
the meme.
The meme.
Yes,
where
yes.
she's
I
like,
thought
I
you
like
meant in,
cups,
like-
mugs because you can
Yes.
put hot things in it.
What's your favorite
Dish.
Dish.
Yes. Oh my God.
God. Speaking of Demi Lovato,
Related content to Scream.
it's so related.
And the song slays
It is good. I wish
for the movie.
Yes. I don't think I'd listen to it otherwise.
Yeah, like if it was like a single, I'd be like, what is the song? But when I think about it in context of Scream, I'm like, okay, I love this.
Totally. I agree.
great.
What's your favorite dish?
What's your favorite Demi Lovato meme? You let us know.
There's so many to choose from.
There are.
And then right before we get into it, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has like genuinely asked what we think about this movie.
Oh,
Because we have had people be like, "I'm so excited to hear about what you have to say and what
Yeah.
you thought." Like, I just think it's crazy that people care about our opinion.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So it's very nice, even if we're wrong most of the time. Probably.
Yeah. Even if our opinions are just
Annoying.
a little bit off.
Yeah. just a tad. You know, it's the crack that I secondhand smoked
exactly.
on the train. But I just love you guys, and that's nice.
Thank
so thank
you.
you. Do you want to talk about our theater experience a little bit?
I do.
Okay,
I do.
do it.
Alamo Draft House in Chicago has recently opened. It's something that we have talked about here on the show before.
Friend of the show.
You guys, friend of the show, honestly, friend of the show in a lot of ways. I have to say, I was like so looking forward to this. I was hankering.
You're on one.
I'm telling you, like I got like invited to do this thing in San Francisco, and I was like, I'll go, but only if it doesn't interfere with Scream 6. That was my I told Blake. He was like, well, you should go. I said I'll look at flights, but if it brushes up against Scream, I'm not going. That's literally what I told Blake, because that's how serious I was about seeing this film with the friends that I was with in the theater that I was going to see it in. I mean, listen, opening night of a new Scream film with your best friends at an Alamo Draft House theater, completely sold out.
Surrounded by gay people.
Surrounded by gay people.
It was
like,
very
just like
LGBT in
all
that theater
these
that
queer
night.
people, and everyone's wearing their fucking. I went to the bathroom. There's this person like at the urinal. I saw the back of his shirt, and it was just like it was Gail Weathers' book tour. Like all the
That's
locations. It was
awesome.
such a good shirt. It was
I need
such a
that.
good shirt. I know.
I'm gonna look that up.
like everyone's just like was wearing great shirts. Everyone was so excited. It was like everyone got there early because everyone was just like
Everyone
taking
was
it
there
so
early.
seriously. And I mean, the way I felt in that Scream movie, in that showing, was how I felt watching Avengers Infinity War and or Endgame. I mean, it was like, it's
That
so...
was like us watching a stab movie in Scream.
Yes.
It was very
Yes,
that. It was literally
100%.
the opening of Scream 2. That was like what it felt
That
like.
was the vibe. Like there might have just been like, we might as well all have been like dressed like Ghostface
Yeah.
running around. Like
Which
it
is
was
really cool because we didn't see Scream 5 together, but my Scream 5 experience was the opposite of that. There was not a single bitch in the theater.
Oh, me too. Me too. Blake and I saw it by ourselves, basically.
Yeah.
There's no one else in the theater, and we just sat in the back and watched Scream 5.
Which is like a COVID thing, but which makes sense.
Right.
But like it was just like a completely different experience this time around.
I know, and I've never had that experience with the Scream movie, so it was just really cool to watch it with fans and like to really not feel like an idiot when I'm like hooting, hollering, and gasping.
Yeah.
And like even when they say that thing about Psycho 2 being underrated, I literally involuntarily went, yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to feel too stupid because...
You were still the only one who said something. But
Yeah, no, but I didn't have to feel
it
too
was
stupid because
good.
I knew that like everyone in that room like just gets the vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's
And
the context of it.
yes. No, I think it's good context. I think my throat's still a little scratchy from screaming.
Oh, yes.
I was screaming a lot.
I was screaming a lot. Also, there was like this guy sitting next to me.
Yeah, I
And-
saw you
And
guys.
it was so fun. And he kept apologizing because he would like hit me.
Bitch, you would because literally I think he would hit you and then you would hit me.
Yes.
It was just like a domino
It was,
effect.
yeah, it would just hit past the slap.
Yeah,
It,
past the
it was
slap.
so crazy. I mean, and then he's like, I'm so sorry I'm hitting you. I'm like, please hit me more. I was like, I love this
It's
experience.
like a kink.
I
Do
know.
it. Keep going.
This stranger just smacking me.
Literally.
And then it was fun because it was just like, you know, when Tara punches Gail in the face, I get to
Iconic.
react with you on my right and that random
Yes.
person on the left. And we just get to be like, slay.
I know, it's so slay.
That's right.
It's so slay. Great experience. I do want to see it in 3D. I think it will. I don't know how it will go, but I will see it.
Yes.
Maybe.
And I'm going with you.
Yeah. We should plan that.
We actually should plan that because I don't think it'll be in theaters for 3D for too long.
I think the same thing. Anyway, that's a different conversation. Should we get into the movie?
Yeah, we're not doing this scene by scene though, right? We're just kind of talking
No.
about general thoughts and
literally-
getting into specific little bits.
That's the other thing. I have so many chaotic notes.
Great. I do too. I don't have
So-
honestly so many, but I just have like a few like meaty things.
Yes. Let's get into it. You go first.
Overall, I think let's start with like overall, what would you rate this and how did we feel about it,
Oh,
right?
Lord. I fucking loved this movie.
100%.
I think I haven't had that much fun in a movie in a long
100%.
time. And the fact that it was a Scream movie, like even the small things which I do have to note, like complaints, I don't give a shit.
100%.
Truly, I don't give a shit because this is such a fun movie.
Yep.
And it was just, I don't know, it felt special to like see it with you, obviously, and see it in like the setting made a big impact
I agree.
on how I feel. If it was, I think I would still really love it if I didn't see it in that kind of setting, but it
Your adrenaline's
helped.
pumping the whole time, not only because of what's happening on screen, but even if it like lulled for a second, your adrenaline's still pumping because you're watching with all these people who like love it.
Yeah.
And I was wearing my Beyza boyfriend tee.
Oh yeah, you wore my shirt.
Yeah.
It looked really cute on you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like how you
I hope it didn't
styled
stink too bad.
I slept with it that night. What did you think?
I feel very similar to you. I think I would give it, 5 out of 5. I don't think there's anything for me in that film that I would take off a star for, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people that I've talked to or seen talk about the movie are very much like, oh yeah, it was fun. It was fine. Which is insane to me because like for me, it was like not that. It was like,
Yeah.
it was a sleigh.
Yeah.
Which I totally respect, but like, it's made me kind of process the film differently, like hearing that, you know what I mean, in a good way, where I'm like, okay, like I can see where people come from on things,
Of
and
course.
people come from like with different expectations and all that kind of thing. But I will say the only thing that I would maybe take a half a star off, like maybe 4.5 stars, is there is just a little bit of it that, especially with the reveal, there's a little bit
Yeah.
of it that took me a second to like accept almost.
Yes.
Because I'm like, oh,
I was
like,
confused, but I'm dumb.
I was a little confused. No, I am too.
I'm a little dumb, so I was
am
like,
too.
oh.
I'm slow. I need to read my wiki.
Yes.
I definitely like, there was a part of me that was like, oh, like we're really like setting up future Scream movies.
Yeah, and reaching a little.
And we're reaching for Richie.
Reaching for Rich.
And it's like, so there's a little bit of it that was like, it was kind of like a bridge of a movie. Do you know what I mean? Like the Scream 5 was still pretty nostalgic and still pretty like rooted in what Scream has always been. And this movie is the first time I really felt like them really, I think that's kind of where the reaching kind of comes from, where it's like really bridging what they want the movies to be able to, you know, tell more story, which means you are going to, at some point, you're going to have to like let go, breathe new life into it, make space for more stories to be told. Yeah. So that's why, you know, we got that whole like reveal about like Richie's family. I was like, I don't fucking care about this guy. He died. You know what I mean? Like, so that was hard, I think, for a second in the moment, but I really compartmentalized to enjoy the rest of the film.
Totally. Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I think it's so hard because Scream movies are so dependent on the reveal. When the reveal's not great, it's just kind of like a person's immediate reaction is like, fuck this movie.
Yes.
Which is not, I mean, whatever, that's your reaction, but I cannot do that because I kind of have to accept that, first of all, Jill Scream 4 is the best Ghostface reveal. There will never be a better one. Yeah. So I kind of go into Scream movies as like, well, that's going to be the best one. Like, it's fine, which is fine. Yeah. But like, I kind of go into it expecting that it'll be a bit of a reach for Richie.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree.
Which is fine.
And also it's just hard. It's just hard too, because it's like, when it comes to like Richie isn't a legacy character, but now he's like
considered one.
Yeah. And it's weird because it's like we're used to very specific family lines being at odds with each other. So to sort of introduce this new family bloodline, it's just as odd. I mean, I think it makes sense. And I totally respect it. And also, the biggest gag is it was still executed perfectly. It just wasn't necessarily what I was expecting. Yeah. And it also, maybe even like, especially with the cop, it wasn't even necessarily that surprising. Do you know what I mean? Like, they definitely had me guessing, but
well, they had us guessing for Kirby.
Girl, I was like, maybe she did lose her mind. I know. But then I was like, don't make her Ghostface. I was like, don't do that to Kirby. Do I have something in my nose right here?
No.
No, okay.
It's perfect.
Oh my God, thank you.
You have a great nose.
Do I really?
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Great shape.
Thank you. I don't get that a lot, so thank you.
It's true.
Thank you very much.
It's my favorite feature about you. Yeah, I totally agree. And I think, I don't know. I think.
Say it. Say it.
No, during the entire movie, I just wasn't thinking about the reveal.
Because it was entertaining.
Because it's so entertaining that that wasn't my main priority.
I agree.
Which is wild because usually that is kind of how I feel. I mean, how I felt when I was first watching a Scream movie. Yes. But this movie, I was like, I don't give a shit.
Which is a testament to how well written it was and how well performed it was. Exactly. Like the fact that it could keep me from like leaning, like part of the murder mystery of it all is one of my favorite parts about any Scream movie. But like to be able to watch one and really forget that like I'm supposed to be doing some like kind of, you know, detective work was an exciting.
I know. I just let myself enjoy it.
I love that.
Which is like
the mark of a great film.
Yes. And what I didn't really do in Scream 5, which is like why I liked it, but I think after seeing this, I like it less.
I agree.
Because I'm like, whoa. I mean, I understand it had to set up so much, and like I love this movie because I liked that movie and because of everything in that movie. Yep. But girl, this is up there.
It is up there.
But can I go back to the beginning really quickly?
Yes.
Because I have one thing that I will say that I didn't like.
Yeah, tell me.
Which we kind of talked about a little bit. Yeah. No Broadway.
Oh.
That is the number one gripe I have with this movie.
Yep.
Is but okay, this is me being a toxic fan, but I came up with a whole little idea in my head.
Let's hear it.
Of what the opening kill should have been, because I did not like the opening kill.
Okay.
Love Samara Weaving, Queen. Love what's his butt?
Tony Ravioli.
I love him. I think they're all amazing. Like, it was good. But like, if that was in a Broadway musical, that would have been everything.
I agree.
I don't really know. I didn't get that far, but like I just wanted.
No, but go ahead.
No, I just wanted Broadway. Like I wanted. Like why a bar? Like you're in New York.
I know, and that's why a bar in terms of like. I mean, I feel like
I guess, but like there were I don't know. There's just so much else that could have been happening there.
They really didn't do the one thing that I wanted, which I don't care because the movie is great. Like I didn't hold on to it very long, but they didn't do the one thing that I wanted, which was like lean into New York City tropes.
I agree.
Like that could have happened anywhere.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, by having it be a city that almost could kind of happen anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
That's kind of what retained a little bit of the Woodsboro-iness.
Totally.
Which is something that we talked about, where it's like, well, if it's like totally New York City, like how are you going to retain that feeling of Woodsboro?
Yeah.
So I think that maybe that was a conscious decision not to have it super New Yorky.
Sure.
But I think your idea is perfect because I think it'd have been really fun to have like Tony's character could stay the same way as he was, but he could maybe have like infiltrated the cast of Stab the Musical and actually killed someone who was like playing Sydney in Stab the Musical. Like that is like, that would have been so amazing. And also been a great way to have a knockoff Sydney, like a Broadway performer playing as Sydney without having Sydney in the movie. Like it just would have been like
it could
really
have been
fun.
Samara Weaving even.
100%. Like I mean, listen, the musical theater gay in me is never going to be over us being robbed of a Stab musical.
I'm not even a music. Probably the only one I've seen and enjoyed is Hairspray. But listen,
I love that for you. I love that is like
and Waitress.
One.
I did love Waitress.
Oh yes,
but like anyway, I really wanted that.
Yes,
like if you're gonna lean into then why? I understand not leaning fully into New York, but like you're still in New York, and
at least give us like, and especially like if with the intros of Scream movies can be kind of like throwaways in a way. They set up the movie, but it's like you could just have like the one super New York City moment at the beginning, on Broadway, and then move on, and then there's no other like really New York City stuff after the title card.
Yeah,
you
totally. But that's my main like.
I know,
but even then, I don't care. It's fine,
and it's just so
it's okay.
It's fine. I mean, it's one of those things where I definitely won't be able to totally get over it, but I don't care.
That's just something I got to work on. That's on me. That's on me.
1, 2, 3 hours on me.
But I did love Samara Weaving from the intro when they were on the phone at first, and he was like, "What's your favorite scary movie?"
Yeah.
And like in the Ghostface voice, and she's like, "Not that one."
Yes. She's like, "Ugh, not that one." That is so
funny.
good. She's so
everything.
funny. I also have to say, yeah. I mean, it's just like. One more thing about Stab Musical, and then I will move on permanently.
Okay.
I will draw a veil over Stab the Musical.
You're like at home at the middle of the night writing a script. I mean, Patreon.
I hope a musical theater nerd is the next Ghostface, and he just had a gripe with Stab the Musical. He was like a theater critic.
A critic, yeah.
It just is hard because it was on all this like marketing, promotional material for Scream. Maybe not all. Maybe was it just that one poster?
I think so.
Damn.
But the all marketing materials really leaned into the New York. So I do think it New York.
New York.
Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen.
Slay, mama, slay.
That's the one thing I know.
It's that one line.
Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen.
No, New York with an R.
New York.
I hope to God someone listening to this has seen that movie.
We should. Have you seen? I've asked you this so many times. Have you seen Lindsay Lohan's horror movie?
No.
Okay.
So
we'll change that.
Okay, great. But you know what we didn't pay attention to on that promotional poster?
What?
Good Morning with Gail Weathers. That's why she was living in New York.
Yeah,
she has a morning show.
And
in New
originally, wasn't she from New York originally? I think that's the part that I missed.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, girl, you are living in New York. That apartment.
Hey, her parents could have died, left her some money in the will. Plus, she has a great show in New York City.
And she had a sexy ass boyfriend.
She did. Would have loved to see him a little bit more.
Yeah. Naked. Preferably.
In the bedroom.
Yeah.
So no, Good Morning with Gail Weathers was also on the poster. So
yeah. I would have loved a little like clip.
Context. I bet you $100.
Cut.
It's a deleted scene.
Yeah.
There's no way they didn't film a scene with Gail Weathers doing.
We'll find it on the DVD.
Good Morning with Gail Weathers. I can't wait for that DVD. And Scream 7 is slotted to be greenlit.
It's coming.
Yeah.
She's coming.
And they're going to start filming
this year.
I love the way we get fed. I love the way we get food.
Like, I think they said like latest by October, which is
The fact that we'll be doing this all again next year makes me so
Girl.
happy.
I can't wait. See you next year. Bye. I'll just fall asleep until next year. Put me in a coma until then.
Yeah.
I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Did you miss
Just one.
just one? Did you miss Sydney and Dewey?
I didn't miss. I mean, I always miss Sydney and Dewey. So let me just preface that before I piss anyone off. I didn't miss either of them.
Yeah.
I felt like Dewey was really well taken care of when he's taken care of, and then I think that Sydney. I mean, I liked the explain away. You know, I don't like that she wasn't getting paid what she wanted type of thing, but I like that. Like, I like just the like. It's like she's like in a bunker with her kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like slay.
Yeah.
And also like I think part of the reason why it didn't bother me is because I'm working under the assumption of her being in Scream 7.
Right.
Does that make sense? So that context of it really makes me be like, oh, well, it's fine if she's not in this one. She'll be in the next one.
Yeah. I hope so.
Ask me again when the next one comes out. What about you? Did you miss her?
And Neve finally gets paid.
Exactly.
correctly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I didn't miss Dewey too much because I do feel like we have characters who kind of fill that role a little bit of like goofy, just like fun characters.
Yeah.
And obviously miss him, but like I didn't think about him throughout the movie.
Right.
And I didn't really think about Sydney too much. I do think it was handled really well. How Gail was like, she's fine.
Yeah.
She's taking care of her business. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I just am upset that Nev just wasn't paid to be in
That's
this
the
movie,
worst,
which is
right.
like criminal.
100%.
And I think that kind of shaded my opinion about the movie more than Sydney not being in it.
Right.
You
Like
know?
the real life, the real world stuff.
Yeah,
I
which kinda
completely agree.
sucks.
And also, I will say though, like that, like they did a really good job of bringing in the spirit of Dewey. Like anytime like he was brought up or Gail was thinking about him, I also really felt Gail there when she was like talking about Sydney.
Yeah.
When she was living, when she was dying. Like I just felt like, I felt like they did a good job of invoking their presences
Yeah.
considering they weren't in the movie.
Yes.
So there's that.
I have one more thing I didn't love, but that's the last one.
Okay, go ahead.
Not enough Halloween. Give me a motherfucking jack-o'-lantern. I swear to God.
I know. I don't know why.
Halloween, the franchise, has set my hopes very high
Yeah.
for like.
Well, and Hocus
movies.
Pocus and Halloween Town, like very core movies for us.
Yeah. So the costume scene, subway scene was great. We had already seen that in the main teaser and trailer. So like,
But
I just wanted a little extra.
I agree. I mean,
little bit.
and seeing everyone in costumes for me just looks like, okay, clearly there's like a costume party that everyone's
Right.
going to. It's not necessarily like the
Halloween.
spirit of Halloween. Yeah. So I agree. I agree.
That's. I had to as a Halloween
Queen. Yeah.
yes, a Halloween queen. I needed a little more.
I know. I agree.
I needed a little
I'm right
more.
there with you.
That's it.
I love that we got a Friday the 13th Jason Goes to Manhattan
Yeah.
reference.
Yes,
Because I'm pretty sure I said in our episode, I was like, just have it be playing in the background. And do you know what happened?
They listened to you.
They listened.
They made
to
the quick
me.
edit. They listened to the episode. They're like, oh God.
They said, fuck, Fear Cruise needs
Yeah,
it. But, oh,
seriously.
shit.
I know, because we're, again, our opinions matter so much.
They matter so much.
so much.
I was going to say, I really think, I want to talk about Stu.
Heard of him?
Heard of him. Because I do think the Stu cult thing, like
You and me?
Yeah, you and me. I personally believe that I thought the movie was going there.
Me too.
I thought the reveal, I literally thought when he said, "Who gives a fuck about the movies?" I was like, that's Stu saying like the stab movies don't matter. It's all about like me.
Revenge.
I am the person.
Yeah.
It's about revenge. It's about, so I thought that.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole film, especially with him, like, I thought in
And
my
then
head,
when there were,
girl, you
like,
should have been in my head.
Two ghosties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, oh, he's leaving all these masks around because he's like, look at all these failed ghost faces. I'm the ultimate ghost face. I'm the number one. I'm the only one that's still alive. Like, I really was in some type of world. Like, I really thought. And then the reveal happened. And then it was like about this random Richie guy's family, which is cool. That's cool. Love it.
Love it.
But,
When they made an emphasis on the TV
but yes.
and with, we could talk about that later because I will start crying.
Curbs.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have notes on Curbs.
Curb
Good
notes.
notes. Curb notes. Curbs notes. Basically. Did you hear? I think people from Scream 6 did like a spoiler interview with
Collider.
Variety.
No.
And I think it's Variety, and they talk about like that gag about like the TV and everything, and like talking about Stu, like people
haven't
think he's
watched
still alive. I hate to say this.
Oh no. What did they say?
Well, they say that it's like a direct nod, like to kill off the cop's kid. Sorry, Richie's brother. Sorry, I do not know this kid's name.
Yeah.
To
I don't either.
kill off the brother with the TV at the end again was to like do away with Stu is alive theories.
Girl, then I'm a crazy ass bitch because that just fueled my theories.
No, I feel the same way. And then I think they also said in the interview that like you never know what could happen in a Scream movie, so who the fuck knows? But
Right.
what I was gonna say is I have a bad new theory that like all this. I know I hate to be this person, but I can't wait for your
It's
reaction.
all a dream.
I think that like all this talk about like, oh, like, well, people don't think it really killed him and people think he's still alive, or like the YouTube thumbnails or whatever, like people talking about that in the movie is not hinting at him coming back. It is like a meta reference to the fact that the people making Scream know that the people watching Scream also think that. And it's just them like it's just like them
Right.
like teasing us.
Right.
We're being made to be dummies.
So where does that leave us?
That leaves us with no Stu Mommy.
No brain cells.
I'm so sorry. But do you know what I mean? I think all those references might just be like another meta layer to like, you know, it's a Scream sequel, and in the universe, some people think that, and they're on the outskirts. They're like this fringe group of people think that Stu's still alive, and we're sitting there like, well, I think he's alive too.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then why did they say that? Why did I say that?
What about-
Why did Mindy say that if he's even really dead? So.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I have to after the.
You're like, I have to break the news to you.
After the roller coaster of emotions I was on during Scream 6, thinking that Stu himself, like, I was like, oh, he's back. The Stu. I thought he was back, and I think that we just have to let that ship sail. Unfortunately,
ship
I think there's still a
sail.
setup there, but I think it's just a meta way for them to be like, people in universe and out of universe watching movies think he's alive, but in reality, he's just not. Womp womp.
Heard of it. Sorry. It's okay. I'm sorry you feel that way. It's
I'm sorry. You're delusional.
I'm sorry you're delusional. No, yeah.
Anyways, favorite moments?
My favorite moment is
Moments.
moments.
You cannot
Okay,
just
can
have
I say
one.
one of my favorite
top. Oh, so you have one favorite moment?
Canceled. My one of many favorite moments is the entirety of Jenna Ortega's
Arc.
everything.
Yeah.
Tara and Samantha's relationship, I'm in. Like, I'm fully in now.
Yes.
I'm fully in.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing else. That final sequence, I mean, the entire arc, I could write a fucking dissertation on
I feel the same way.
on like the trauma of and like different ways people react to trauma, and like
Yep.
it really is a beautiful story. And
Yep.
the last like kind of set piece of them bringing back that Sam needs to let Tara go, and like it showing that it makes a huge difference and it saves your life.
Yes, right.
Is like, that is so powerful. I have chills right now, but I have I have chills right now because I'm like really
Guys, I have
spitting.
fucking chills, bro. I'm spitting fire.
Ew. I like, it really is so meaningful.
I agree.
And it, like, they fucking slayed.
They are some of my favorite sibling representation I've ever seen on screen.
I agree.
Ever.
Absolutely. That Chad and Mindy too, for sure. But like,
Yeah,
Core
but they're
four.
just not as
Core
fleshed
four.
out. Core 4. Yeah, I could not agree more. And like, I
them.
talked about this a little bit the other night, where it's like, Tara is such a great role model. as a character, like an incredible role. And I love Jenna Ortega because you know that Jenna Ortega is only taking on roles of a certain caliber.
Yes.
And you know she's discerning in what she
She's-
takes on, and you know she's discerning in how she develops a character.
Well, I think because she's a huge role model too, that like
Yes.
makes Tara in a way like it is her.
Yeah.
Because I agree. I totally agree. And I mean, that is what a final girl should be.
The emotional intelligence of Tara is like unparalleled.
Yeah.
The way that she's able to just be like, I hear you saying this. I understand that you feel like this. This is how
Yeah.
I feel about it. And I feel like the truth is somewhere in the middle. Like, she's just like, what the fuck? Who talks like, I wish I,
What
I mean,
18-year-old?
that's what I'm saying. I wish I was able to do that.
I
Damn.
know. Yeah, she's just so strong in so many ways, mentally, physically, emotionally. Like I don't know. She just checks all the boxes, and I think that's why again I didn't really notice Sydney was gone because I think Tara really took, and Sam later on, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. She just really did it for me.
I agree. And you know, part of one of the things that we said when we left the movie was that we didn't necessarily buy the new characters as much as we did in this movie than we, you know,
Of
season
course.
Scream 5, it was a nice introduction or whatever, but I wasn't sure if I was really invested, like if I actually really cared.
Yeah.
And happy to report after Scream 6.
I care a little too much.
I care too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about the core 4. Like that core 4 is like officially my core 4.
I'm ready to make fan cams.
Period. Absolutely.
I'm downloading CapCut.
CapCut.
And Demi Lovato's little song.
To her song.
Again with I want to know. I want to know.
I want to know. Tell me.
What do you think about Tara and Chad? Because I don't think they alluded to their relationship
At all.
in
Scream 5.
in season 5 of Scream. But that gagged me. I was gagged.
And it worked.
It worked.
It worked.
Because at first I was like,
yeah.
but then I was like, ooh.
And also like, right?
Yeah. So true. I literally was like, wait, I'm bisexual.
100%.
I was like,
the
let me get in there.
bisexuality was
Let me get in there.
100%. Well, it was just like one of those things too, where I just feel like it is a natural progression for those characters.
And they
I
both
mean,
deserve each
believable.
other in the best way.
Yes. And they there's just so much respect between the two of them. And I also I don't know, you guys. It was well written and well performed. And if a romantic situationship can be well written and well performed,
I don't care that it's straight.
I don't.
You know it's true.
You're so right. You were so right for that.
I mean, sorry, but actually, like if Tara has to be maybe bi, just hetero, that's fine. But like if she has to be, it's with Chad.
And it's written and performed the way it was.
Yes.
I agree.
Thank you.
I couldn't agree more, and that's all I have to say about
Okay,
it. You
perfect.
said it. You said it.
You said it,
Absolutely.
girl.
One of my favorite moments was beside the intro, which we talked about. We also had notes with the intro, but I just loved the line, "Who gives a fuck about the movies?" I mean,
oh my
God
God.
damn.
One of the best Ghostface lines.
It was
ever.
one of the best Ghostface lines ever, and it was perfect. And then it was like straight from that to the slash to the cut to the intro music with the title. I'm like,
Yeah.
the cheater was the
cheater
theater was cheering.
Cheering.
The cheater was theoring.
Yes. It's true. It's true.
I loved the bodega scene, bitch.
Yeah. Ooh.
Seeing Ghostface with the gun, H word.
Hot. Or that other one.
Yeah. Well, it was hot, and I was H word.
Yes.
And yeah.
No. I'll say it later. The time I was H word.
Oh.
We'll talk about it after.
I don't know. It also scratched a very specific Jurassic Park, Velociraptors in the kitchen vibe for me.
Oh, right.
I just
right.
loved it.
Right.
It was so good.
Is that
and it
the
was
time,
scary.
Is that the time you were most H word during Scream?
No, I think the time I was most H word.
Let's admit it. We all were at some point. Come on.
Oh, 100%. Let me see.
Is there a Scream movie when you're not H word?
I was H word when Tara punched Gale.
Yeah.
I was H word during the bodega scene, I guess. But I was like, I don't know. I just was when were you most H word?
When Tara has her kill.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's when yes.
When
I
she
agree.
jabs the knife into his mouth.
That was
and
everything.
just like
And then she like waits and
yeah.
then twists
And she's
it.
covered in blood and I'm like, this is wrong, but
But
I
it feels
like
right.
it.
Yeah, that was me
Something's
with
wrong with
Sam.
me.
That was me with Sam.
Oh,
Sam teasing
yeah.
and taunting the cop. I
Yep.
was like, girl, I am undone.
Yeah.
Undone.
Listen,
wearing her daddy's suit. So,
Yeah, that was. My heart was racing.
Everything was racing, girl.
Everything was racing, flowing.
From my head to my toes, it's all real, and you know.
Another time that I got a little H.
Tell me about
the
it.
double knife swipe.
That's when I thought it was cult at its highest.
I know, yeah, me too.
That's when I was like, oh.
After they're stabbing.
That's
Chad.
when I whispered to you. That's when I was like, it's for sure a cult.
Yeah,
because the way they both went. Stab.
It was very like robotic.
And they just like, and they wipe their knives off the same way at the same time. And it's like
hot. The choreo was
hot.
Yeah.
But it also like, I really was like I was really in that cult juice. I was like, this is for sure a cult because like, I guess they must have loved their brother a lot to the point where they watched a lot of stab movies to the point where they like memorized Ghostface's game and like practice. But then it's like, it does get a little bit watered down.
In what way?
It gets a little bit watered down when it's like a sibling or like a kid and sibling of a cop who's the dad of someone random who like was Ghostface in the last movie. So it just gets a little bit watered down. Like, cause like, how are they going to be like, so like uniform and expertly? And like, how are they all huge fans of like, Stab? Like, are they just big fans of like their brother and that's why they love Ghostface and Stab? Or is it a family movie? Do they all love it? You know?
I mean, I do think and it makes me think like I know it's a movie, it's not real, but like, are people this crazy in the world? Because I'm scared.
Okay.
If I lost my brother, God forbid, I'm like knocking on all the wood right now, but like,
would you do that?
No.
Right. And then would you be obsessed with his movies to the point where you?
I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, you know what?
Would you
let us know?
Yeah, you let us know. But I mean, I do think it does explain. I mean, honestly, if Richie was capable of doing what he did, family dynamics do play a part.
Yeah, and like Star Wars is a family movie. You know,
Star Wars
usually
is a family movie.
Well, as in like parents show their kids Star Wars and kids like stereotypically really love Star Wars. Like maybe it is a family affair.
I just mean like I think the family's just crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like I think he thought like it was okay to do all that stuff because his family is just insane.
It's giving like incel had kids and raised the kids to be incels and there's a red pilled family.
Yeah, red pill. Totally red pill.
100%.
Yeah. But I loved it.
I loved it too. And I've just kind of like I think in the moment and beyond, I've just kind of radically accepted the fact that like there is now a new bloodline of people that are going to be involved in Scream. And again, it kind of has to happen. Yeah. It has to happen. It can't always be the Prescotts and the Weathers and the
because
and the
as
Loomises
much as I do want that, I'm like, do I want that?
Right. Because then things would only get predictable and stale.
Yeah.
So,
you know what's not stale?
What?
Kobe. I don't think I've screamed that hard in a long time.
She was utilized as perfectly as she could have been, in my opinion.
Yes.
I really don't have any notes for the way Kirby was brought into this world and developed.
I mean, hey, I'll never say no to more.
No, that's what I'm saying. More. I think I feel like we have to have more. I feel like she's not just in Scream 6.
No, I just meant in the movie. I was like,
oh yeah.
You can keep showing her.
Yeah.
But not with that haircut. She needed a new haircut.
I think she looked great.
She's always had bad hair though, so maybe it's just her quirk.
Maybe just
her little quirk.
Just girly things.
Just girly things have bad hair. I ACAB except for Kirby Reed.
Yeah.
And that's what this movie is really about.
And I thought someone was going to say ACAB in the movie. There was a point.
I don't know.
And I didn't want it. Listen, I didn't want it. I was already cringing, but I thought it was going to happen.
I thought there's some things where it's a little too far.
A little too meta. Right?
Not that I don't agree, but like.
No, it's just a little too meta.
Yeah. But her and Mindy meeting, that was my Avengers Endgame.
100%.
That was my multiverse.
Yes.
Like, I love their little quiz with each other.
Yes.
Was probably my favorite scene of the movie.
Yep. And also seeing her interact with Gail, the whole bit about her being like, aren't you like 12? Yeah. It's like, it is.
You're a baby.
So good. And it's just like so funny because it's like, in some ways, that's probably literally how Courtney Cox feels like acting alongside her again. Sure. Do you know what I mean? Like all that. And then it's like, it's just, it's so perfectly layered.
Yeah.
That exchange is so perfect.
I totally agree.
And it's just fucking funny. And I let Gale Weathers be funny, and she's the best when she's funny as fuck.
And she looked good in this. Her suits were
She
like the
looked
best
good.
in a while.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
She looked amazing. I think if anything, she was a little underutilized.
I agree completely. That's why I'm also like there had to have been a deleted scene.
I'm
Like
sure.
maybe like even just her on the phone with like Sydney or something. Like there had to have been.
I'm sure.
Scene.
I think because Sydney's not present, maybe they felt a little bit like unsure of how to use Gale.
I would totally think that's a really good point. I could totally see that.
Which is fine. I think it didn't hinder the movie a lot, but I am like, but what purpose did she serve besides legacy? Which is fine.
Right.
But I did love her little chase scene. That was amazing.
And thank God for the chase scene. And like
Yeah.
also I was living for the push and pull of like what is happening?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of like who's winning the chess game, a chess game
Yeah.
of that whole chase sequence
Yeah.
was so satisfying. And then on top of that to like think she is dying and then to have her last moments be like
talking about Sydney
and be like tell her like I never gave in because
I cried.
I love that she was like, what was it? I didn't let him win. He didn't win. He didn't get me.
I wrote it down.
She
Tell
said
Sydney
he
he
didn't
didn't get me. Yeah.
because he didn't get her because
Tell
she was
Sydney
never
he
scared
got
of him.
me. Yeah.
She was never scared of him, right? And I think that's what did you think? I think that's what it meant. Like he never got me. Like he never like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he didn't like literally kill her. I mean, he caused the death wounds if she was going to die, right?
I think it's also like I put up a fight. Like
Yeah.
like we always have. Like I put up a fight.
Yeah,
And yeah, it hurts.
it hurts.
That hurt.
I just felt like she was like he didn't get me, as in like I was never scared of him. Like I fought, you know.
She's like, I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that really got me. I don't know.
I'm just so happy she's presumably
and well.
alive. But we confirmed
Yeah.
at the end of the movie.
Yeah, because at the end when they were like,
Yeah.
Mindy and
Midney.
Gale are okay. Which I'm like, Mindy girl, you are fucked up a lot in this movie.
Not only her brother. How did
Yeah.
he survive? How did Chad survive being held by both
He's too
arms
hot
and
to
just
die. He
slashed?
has hot
slashed?
privilege.
I mean, he has enough muscles to protect himself
Literally,
from those
it
blades.
probably was like a bulletproof vest. His
I'm not
abs.
gonna lie. Like, how is the knife getting through those tickle bitties of his?
Actually, I think that's why.
Maybe yeah. That officially makes sense. Of course he lived. I have to say one of my favorite moments is him smacking Ghostface with the camera but holding onto the camera
Yeah.
and then just throwing it at Ghostface. Like that was like way to use your props, girl.
Also, like, I have always obviously thought he was hot, but this movie was a different level.
And do you know why he got hotter for me this movie? Is because he was like dorky.
Yes,
So,
that's
like,
what does it.
Give me a man who's like
He wasn't 5, but he really like,
yeah, but yes,
grew.
like you could just tell. Give me like a guy who's like hot, who's just so hot, like he is, but also like unassuming and just kind of innocent and just like barks loudly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Barks loudly. And
And like kind and emotionally intelligent and like dorky
and patient
and patient
and pretty eyes.
and strong.
And
The
strong and
muscles.
protects me. Yeah, he did it all.
Not both of us blushing.
Oh,
Tune into
I'm
YouTube.
sweating. Okay. But yeah, Mindy was really doing it for me this movie too.
Both the twins
so
just
funny.
soared. So funny.
I mean, everyone was funny. The movie was fucking funny.
Yes.
One of the funniest Scream movies.
I agree.
But she carried.
Yeah.
Like she was in a comedy.
She was in a comedy.
She was really in a
That's
comedy.
a wonderful way to put it. Did this movie make top 3 for you? Top 2 for you? Top 4 for you?
Let me see.
Like without doing the whole ranking, we can do that too. But like, is it in your top? Is it your top?
think
Is it
it's
top
my
2, top
third.
3? I think it's my third too.
I have it's so hard because every Scream movie is a good movie.
Yeah.
But within that, it's like it's hard to not rank them
Right.
in your head.
Right.
But it's up there.
It's like I think top 3 or 2 for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Like if we play my cheating way where we don't count the original, which is like my
Yeah.
favorite way to play sequel rankings, because it's in a league of its own, right? I can't rank Star Wars without. It's like A New Hope will always be like one of my favorites because it's just like it's the original Star Wars. Like it's
Yeah.
just cool. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
totally. You
But
have
I
to-
think outside of the original,
Yeah.
I'd say Scream 2 and Scream 6.
I agree. I would say 6 and 4 are very close for me.
Yes, and I respect that. I totally get that.
Yeah, I think I have to
God,
watch.
it's good. Scream 4 is good.
It's so good.
Because not only like is the reveal is like a gag, but then you have all the shit in the hospital afterwards.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's really good.
Yeah, I mean that is a tight ending.
Yeah.
To a Scream movie, and Kirby obviously, but I have to watch it again to really solidify that decision in my head.
Absolutely.
But I also don't want to watch this movie too much
Yes, fair.
because I get sick of shit really quick.
I do too, especially with like when a lot of it does kind of,
Yeah.
rely on certain like gags.
I have one more question for you.
What was your favorite kill?
That's exactly what I was going to
Was it really?
Yeah.
Stop it! Get out of my mind. Favorite kill, controversy, the ladder.
Of course.
That was so good. It didn't even. I don't know, you guys. I think it's my Saturn return. I'm desensitized to killings on TV now. I don't know what it is. I usually get like sick to my stomach, but I'm watching this. I'm like, get her, Jade. Get her, Jade. I literally was living for the drama.
So you hate lesbians?
No.
I feel unsafe in this room.
No, it was something about like the gag of like having Ghostface trying to break into a room for so long, and that tension is so juicy.
It's juicy.
And then like maybe it's because I'm in my Survivor era, and it's very much a Survivor challenge where you have to like walk across something, and it's like scary. I just loved. I don't know. Am I
while
going?
your insides are spilling out.
Did you see it happen?
No, I mean, but
yeah, no,
yes.
I agree.
It was
Okay, I just want to make
close.
sure I didn't miss something, and I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
talking
no.
about loving this while
No,
missing
but she was
that.
like fully like stabbed. Annika, I think was her name.
Oh yeah, she was like fucked,
Yeah.
and like it was just one of those things though that. But it's like I kind of loved the drama.
Yeah.
I loved that. It's like
That's
how
what-
could she be
but that's-
expected to move
that's a
and get
slasher.
exactly? How can she be expected to move in the state she's in physically, and also be expected to move very quickly,
Right.
high up across a fucking rickety ladder?
Yeah.
and then. When Ghostface breaks in and just starts fucking playing with his food, I'm gonna scream slay. Like that
know.
is everything to me. It was so good.
That was
Obviously,
dark.
didn't love her falling. Didn't love seeing the head on the thing
That
and
was
the
a lot.
bish and the bash. Don't love that.
And
but
just,
the
like-
gag is great.
And Mindy's reaction was what got me. Like,
Oh,
the-
she was so
the
good.
death
I
was
hated it.
obviously like
hated
hard to watch, like any death is, but like, especially when it's lesbians, girl, I'm gonna cry.
And Mindy acted the shit out of that. I mean, it was so sad.
Yeah,
I hope
I
I,
mean,
don't sound
she
like a
was
total
giving.
on a scale of like 1 to total psychopath. How bad do I sound right now talking about that?
it's a movie.
Okay, I love you. Thank you.
Who gives a fuck about movies? I pull out a knife. Can you imagine? Wait, and this is what starts a new Scream movie? Is this clip?
I'm saying.
Come on. Oh my god, ew, that's like Scream 7.
Oh, they should bring podcasts into Scream 7.
Yeah. It's time.
It's time.
We
right?
are available.
We are available. I hear you guys are
For
starting
free.
shooting soon.
I will pay you. I
What's your favorite kill?
loved that one's good.
Thank you.
Because we were both living for that, and our partners who came with us were the opposite of
Like
living.
really disturbed.
Yeah.
And then it kind of led to like really interesting conversations of like people just like different kinds of horror. Blake
Oh, yeah.
and I don't agree on any horror. Like
Arabella doesn't like horror.
no, literally when he found out we were starting like Fear Careers, he's like, well, you don't even like horror movies. And I was like, Blake,
It's different.
I was like, I like different horror movies.
Yeah.
And you need to get that straight. Like we like different horror movies. I don't want to watch.
Psychological.
Oh my
pain.
God. I remember I went and saw, and it was just because we had first started dating and I felt like I had to see it with him. But
Midsummer?
like Midsummer.
That must have been when you first
Yeah.
started dating.
Great movie, but would never watch that again.
Yeah.
Hated every second of it
Yeah.
because it was well done.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, I think what we were talking about before was just like slashers are just different.
They're different.
Like,
and
God forbid that will never happen to me, so I have some distance from it. But like a psychological breakdown, that's not too far.
yeah, that's
That is
too
not too
close to
far.
home.
It's too close.
It's way too close to home. I remember one time I was watching American Horror Story Asylum when I was homesick from school.
The best season.
And amazing. I watched like 6 episodes and I felt like I was losing my mind.
When I watched that season, I felt like I was spinning.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I'm losing my mental health was too fragile. I was like
That's me
17
on the
years
ladder.
old, 100%.
Ricketing back and forth.
I'm just saying, like, who is not gonna like fucking be on their feet cheering when Ghostface is like rocking
Like we're
someone's
at the
shit?
Super Bowl.
It was literally so satisfying. I'm sorry, it was like
it's
so
cool.
good. It was
I
just
know.
like it was just Ghostface at his like most like Ghostface.
Feral.
Yeah, just the feral energy. And I hate to say it. Never mind. Go ahead. What was your favorite kill?
Say it.
I mean, it's kind of. It was kind of hot.
Ghostface
Not
is hot.
killing, but like just like Ghostface being so aggro,
Yeah.
and like throwing this ladder up and down
It's a king.
was great.
Yeah. It's a little kinky. Anyway.
I'm sweating. What was your favorite kill besides that one?
That I really did like that one. I just love the acting in it too. Like
It was so good. The drama.
Jasmine Savoy Brown is
Yeah.
like her and Jenna Ortega are taking over the world.
Thank God.
It's happening. Like
Maybe I will watch Yellow Jackets for her
I'm gonna cry.
because I like love her and I know how much you love that show. So I'm like, maybe I'll just like watch Yellow
I have to
Jackets.
do a rewatch before it comes out.
Okay. When's the new season come out?
End of March.
That's really soon.
Yeah.
That's next week. 2 weeks.
Oh no, it is.
A week and a half.
Oh, I haven't started.
We'll get going.
Okay.
Favorite kill? I'm so sorry.
I'm stressed.
I know.
I love the Tara's through the mouth. I just love that one.
Yes.
What am I missing? Those were the best ones. I did love the body in the fridge. That was new for Scream.
That was great.
That was new.
That was amazing.
Am
Scary.
I missing a really good one?
Sorry, I burped. Just my hands up.
It's okay. Does it particularly stink? What happened
No,
to the
not
mouthwash?
thanks to my new mouthwash.
Right.
Um,
Not a kill, but can I say
yeah, say.
when Kirby is stabbed and like fully just a piece of rotting meat on the ground.
Yeah.
When Samantha pulls the knife out of her stomach and was like, I need this.
I
And she's like, fuck him up. Kirby's like, fuck him up.
100%.
That's my H word moment.
that and as it should be.
Yeah.
As it should be. That was so good. Also just like so gnarly to see it like that was so fucked up. I forgot which kid did it, stabbed Kirby, but in that scar tissue, like exactly where she got stabbed before. I was you are fucked. It was the brother.
Yeah, I think so. Because he was unmasked by then.
Yeah.
Question
God,
mark?
they cast that daughter,
Pieces of shit.
that sister
She was slaying.
she was so good because I hated her so much.
Hated both. I hated the little swarmy nerdy kid.
Yeah, the brother. I know. I'm telling you. I'm blood
Pissed
boiling.
me the fuck off.
I agree.
He got his death. That's why I loved his death the most.
I know. I agree.
He got what he deserved. But what's her name? The sister was slaying. She was a really good actor.
Oh, I know. I agree completely in
great.
every way. Like she what a fun role for her. Are you
I
kidding
know,
me?
so fun.
To
And
play like the fun, like just like sexually empowered roommate to like
Yeah.
to that.
And like yeah, I feel like when she died, I was a little like, I don't
Yeah.
know about that.
Really? You had suspect.
I was a little suspicious because I think it was mostly the dad and he was like not when he was like mourning.
When he came out of the apartment, that's when I was like, oh, this guy's fucking full of shit. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way
That's
any
your
of what's
reaction.
happening would be happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reaction. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
totally.
completely.
Yeah, which is fine.
So, like, is that predictable in a good way or is that predictable in a bad way?
I think it's I think I just quickly forgot because then Gail rushed in. So I was like, oh, mom,
I agree.
mother.
Right.
Mother's here.
Mom's
Mommy's here.
Sit up straight.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it was intentionally a little bit like hinty, but you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that like when we watch it again, I think we'll notice a lot of moments where a lot of characters should be called under suspicion.
Yeah, totally.
And that was one of the moments the cop was called under suspicion.
Yeah.
And I will say I was thrown around a little bit, especially
With
I think
Kirby?
with Kirby, but like with Gail coming in, I think that's a good point where it's
Yeah.
like that was very intentional. Like, okay, now forget that you've had a suspicion,
saw
right?
that, yeah.
But especially the Kirby stuff, where it's like he's like, oh no, she lost her mind. I was like, oh my god, maybe she did fucking lose her mind. Maybe she is Ghostface. And then we couldn't find her. But then I was like, no way, they wouldn't do that to her. And then she like died, but then she didn't die. I don't know. I was living.
I'm alive, but I'm dead.
Come alive, Madonna.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. What what other deaths were there that really mattered? That was just the best. I wish Samara Weaving had a bit of a more iconic death, but
I liked it for it being like
just a stupid kid not knowing what he was doing.
Yeah, and I liked this is I swear to God I'm not a psychopath, but I'm saying I liked the brutality.
Pull this up in 2 years.
This is so bad. I can't believe we're putting this on the internet. I did
It's a
enjoy
movie.
Yeah.
I just said that Jenna Ortega stabbing someone through the skull was hot.
Okay. Well,
So we're even.
great.
Okay.
Brother.
Ew.
What I liked about it was just sort of like the harshness and like brutality of it, where it's like just in an alley behind a trash can. I love the luring in. I liked the setup of it.
Yeah.
That I think like the setup and like the build up and the tension of it, I think was what
It
really
felt
worked
the
about that
most
for me.
realistic,
And that's yes,
which is fucked up.
100%.
Yeah.
And I love
He was, Tony was really good.
he was really good, right?
Yeah.
He was, and then oh my
I
God,
was
not him
surprised.
opening his closet with all the stab merchandise, and me and Beyza go
Me.
us.
Yeah.
We're like our rooms.
Very. It's bad.
Yeah.
It was, and I feel like we were like looking at stuff and I was like, wait, I want that.
I don't wait.
Us in
is
the
that on
like,
eBay?
like the shrine. I was like, wait,
Yeah, I'm like, how do I get my hands
is this
on
on
that?
Etsy?
I also one of my favorite, and then we'll wrap it up. But like, I just loved like when he's like, oh, beheading.
Yes.
When Chad is like, oh, there's the beheading.
Ah, God.
So cute. It's just like he's so cute. He's just like he's like listening to his sister like talk about everything that there needs to be in the sequel, and then the
There's
beheading
too
happens.
much.
Like, oh, there it is.
I am feral for that man.
100%.
And I was before, but it's just a little extra.
It's a little extra, a little
It's
spicy.
extra. He's
Okay.
a little spicy. I'm hungry for them all.
I'm also hungry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
I was just gonna say I'm also hungry for everyone else's thoughts and opinions on this film.
Absolutely.
This film
And just like what it opens up for Scream 7.
yeah,
Which is confirmed.
because
pretty
I feel
much.
like I mean, again, I feel like they're opening up a lot with this Richie.
I know. I honestly
kid.
don't even know, because there's so many places it can go. I don't even know what to
Like, are they
think.
gonna move back to Woodsboro?
Right.
Are they gonna?
We see the coin, so is that going into Nev's pocket? Like,
Yeah,
where-
that girl. The amount of popcorn buckets and cups and
I personally have funded her.
that's what I'm saying. Like
please.
we are paying for Sydney to come
Literally,
back. Please
like,
just give her what she's
come
worth, which is a
on.
lot, and it's also not a lot because she is who she is and she's perfect.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
what did you guys think of the movie? What did you think of it as a sequel? What do you think of like setting up, as Beyza said, for
Season
the 7th installment? Let us know via email, fearqueers@gmail.com, or Twitter @fearqueerspod. Also Instagram @LGBTQVHS. And if you'd like to check us out on YouTube, we're on YouTube as well. If you're
Right.
here, please click subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, click thumbs up, leave a comment. So many ways you can stay engaged. We appreciate all of it. And Beyza and I are always texting each other like what people say about the show, and it means
Yeah,
a
it's
lot.
really
So
cute.
thank you.
There's just so many ways. And until next time.
Gay frights. I think I'm going to buy a Ghostface voice modulator for the podcast.
Let's look it up right now.
Okay.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. Now available on video cassette and select DVD. They'll leave you screaming for more.